You got to really see it when he smiles.
Okay.
You know, Gummy Joe here. He's also really obsessed with his ass for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why. I mean, I guess that's the only thing he has for comfort and entertainment. But and
Is
when
it
he
fat though?
speaks
I'm
about his
sorry.
ass, it's not fat, no. But when he speaks about his ass, he gets really excited. His voice gets all high pitched. In my ass, coming Joe. Fuck you. So, that's Gummy Joe for you. That's the rundown of him. And there's another character. I'm still working on the name, but right now I'm calling him Mr. Muh or Uncle Muh. You've met him before.
Yeah.
My country, my flag, my horse, my cows, my farm,
My
my
family.
gas prices, my wife, my kids, my dick, my president, my country, my border, my wall. It's like you can understand what he's saying too. He's got a point. It's condensed. But
Yeah,
Uncle
kind
Ma.
of kind of like a conservative I am Groot.
Yes, exactly. My Wi-Fi, my computer, my internet, my TikTok, my messages, my censorship, my keywords, my vaccination. Who's this? Somebody's in the box. Mufasa. All right. Mufasa. Please, you're a big club dancer, and a big dancer called you. You're a club dancer. Oh yeah. There you go. My dance moves. My family. I don't know why it amuses me so much. It really does. Oh, is he back in the box already? Oh, thank God. Okay. Mufasa! He is back. I'm good. My wife, my car, my family, my divorce, my kids,
My alimony,
my alimony, my bills,
my
my
child
money,
support,
my kids, my paperwork, my house, my days, my visits,
my ED.
my ED, my SNAP, my feelings, my heart, my loneliness, my bed, my cold, my shivers, my
Shivers.
quiet, my sadness, my anger, my resentment, my frustration, my president, my me, my support, my president, my country,
Did you say my
my
me?
wife. No, my no, no, no. That made me lightheaded.
My cardiac arrest, somebody said.
It's good timing for that. Hey, Scott,
Hey, bro, how you going?
how's it going down under?
Oh, yeah, 4 days straight of 40-degree days,
40-degree
like 40
days. Huh?
degrees
It's cold
Celsius and
down there.
above. So
Is
100
that
and,
cold for y'all?
no,
Oh,
no, Celsius.
oh, you
That's
said
about
oh,
112
I thought you meant
Fahrenheit,
Fahrenheit.
116.
Yeah,
Holy
No,
shit! Yeah, I forgot our like
no,
seasons
it's
are
hot as fuck.
switched.
Yeah, it's the
it is
hemispheres
hot
are
as
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, wow,
I
that's
was just wondering, can you
104.
do an Aussie an Aussie accent?
Well,
An
aren't there
Aussie
different
accent.
dialects
Well,
in
there are.
Australia?
Listen, all right. If you want to
Oh
do an
God.
Aussie
Well,
accent, it
where
ain't
I'm
gonna
from,
sound that good,
we
all
sound
right?
we
It ain't gonna sound that good. Might sound quite shit, all right? But
This just
it's
sounds
what
like
I
a
well,
got
no,
to
Steve
that
Irwin
that sounds pretty good.
impression.
Yeah. Crikey!
That sounds quite
We've
good.
got all sorts of crocodiles down there. I don't know, but
That was very accurate to Steve, I must say.
Oh, good. Yeah.
This is a
See,
scaly crocodile's
I'm from
babies. I've got a baby crocodile's teeth around my finger. It fucking hurts.
No.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming in.
Nah, man, all good. I just thought I'd catch you up with how fucking hot it is here. Like,
Yeah,
it is,
stay
but
cool. Stay hydrated.
We've had catastrophic fire warnings. We have a grading system, and once it hits 98, like that's not the temperature. That's just like the UV and the you know. There's a whole heap of scientific things that they study. But once it hits that, they call it catastrophic, and you literally.
Hey,
in that type of thing, I've literally seen trees just catch on fire. Like,
well, hey Scott, wish you the best. Stay cool.
You too,
I'm
brother.
gonna see
Have a good night.
what these people are all about. Thanks. Take care.
Bye, Scott.
I'm gonna sit here and watch you debate these mega fuckheads.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
This guy's from
Kremlin
Australia. What is he talking
and that
about?
94.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
What did he say?
This dude's from Australia. What is he talking about? What is the
Yeah,
relevance
what's wrong
to
with
that
Just
statement?
Australia?
updating us on the weather.
What's wrong with
I
Australia?
mean, he's a friend. He's been a fan of ours for some time now, and we don't have any debates, so I figured I'd talk to him. What's up? How's it going? How old are you? That 94?
19.
And how old are you, Gremlin?
I'm 21.
19 to 21. All right. Welcome. What brings you on here, that 94?
Your picture's up there.
And pictures on there. What are your thoughts?
The one on the bottom right. I mean, what is that? Is that his hand? That's supposed to be his hand.
That's his hand. Yeah, it's just from the other day.
What is the one at the top right?
Top right. Don't tread on me.
Well, it's an alternate version of the "Don't Tread on Me." It's "Tread on Me, Daddy,"
Yeah,
because
tread on me, Daddy.
you fucks don't stand for what you actually say you do when it
Who
comes
is
to
I
you?
don't
climate
know if
change.
it's you fucks. I don't know that they're MAGA yet, but that would be the
Whoa,
explanation. towards
boy,
it.
coming in hot. Somebody's on her period.
Is it you?
Why are you
Anyway.
vocal frying right now?
Nigger,
Why
nigger,
did you have
nigger, nigger.
to? Oh man,
Fuck
that's
you, Void.
embarrassing. Hey, dude, listen, shush. I have your
Talk
IP
to me when your balls
address.
drop.
I have your IP address. It's why do you guys think you can get away with this? I know who you people are. I can find you people. It's easy. I already got you, Kremlin. You can try blocking me and muting me and deleting your account. It's too late. I know where you are. Anyway, that 94?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just being serious. I take this information, all right? I track down where you people are from. I find your employer, your school, your parents, and I send it to them. If you're comfortable saying it here, you should be comfortable saying it to them, right? That's all. All right, so what's up? Were you here to debate this or answer the question or what's on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like, I don't know, like, what's your, like, don't you have a prompt? Like, what's the prompt?
Yeah,
This.
conservatives.
What do you even stand for at this point?
I
Open
stand
question.
I stand for illegal deportations. Yeah.
That's it?
I mean, like, just common conservatism.
That's why I asked this question, because even that's out the door here. It's you want legal migration, but at the cost of U.S. citizens being shot and executed in the streets. I used to think you guys supported the Second Amendment, but now it seems as though comply or die, which wasn't the stance 6 years ago during COVID. Way towards the facts in these regards. They've lied and downplayed the Epstein files and have broken their own law that they passed and signed towards releasing that. So it's a matter of what do you guys stand for? It's protect the children one day, but also the president has the right to sit on the Epstein files into perpetuity.
Yeah,
It's don't tread on me, but also please tread on me.
Yeah, I'm a conservative, but I wouldn't call myself a Republican. Like, you know how there's a difference between liberal and Democrat? Like, I agree with the transparency part. I agree with the transparency part. I don't think he's being transparent at all, but I mean, I wasn't expecting it, honestly. I think, like, his 2016 run was pretty good, and that, like, sold a lot of people, but
I wouldn't even say that was very good. I think he got lucky on the descent towards the establishment. But other than that, anybody else would have won that. Anyone else could have won that election had they been in that spot. But um, what exactly is it you're voting for exactly? You say undocumented migrants being deported? It's a
Oh yeah.
question of should that come at the expense of U.S. citizens, and right now it has, and legal migrants.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't really know the full story about like that picture on the left. I didn't really see other than they disarmed the guy. He had a gun. That's all I saw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he.
he had a permit. He was a lawful carrier in the state, and that was a lawfully registered gun, which had been unholstered, cast aside, and he was shot. What, 10 times from behind or so, or
Yeah, it was
multiple
10
different
times.
angles? So
Why? Like, what did he do? Like, what happened?
nothing. He stepped in the way of a border patrol agent, pepper spraying a woman. He himself
Hmm.
got pepper sprayed and then was tackled down to the ground, disarmed, and shot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like that's a thing. Like, that's another thing too. I don't think like ICE is doing like good at like I don't think they're doing a very good job. One, like some of like they're not like qualified. Like a lot of them aren't qualified. Same thing with like cops. I think it's just the recruiters. They're just trying to get numbers up, and I think that's a big problem. They
They
need
are.
actual quality like officers and agents. But I mean, yeah, whoever did that definitely needs to be held accountable. Um, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah, kind of runs against the law and order notion as well. And the idea that we should be auditing and reining in on federal agents who do their jobs without legality, without boundaries, without merit, seems to be all out the door with today's Republicans, with today's conservatives, with today's MAGA voters. And I can understand the sentiment of wanting to get violent criminals out of this country. In fact, I would agree. But as it's coming at the expense of not just U.S. citizens, but those who are lawfully present, I think the argument is somewhat out of the door at this point that we need to get the most violent of offenders out of here. If those who are not violent, those who are lawfully present, those who are U.S. citizens are being accosted, killed, maimed, attacked, so on and so forth.
yeah. I mean, like this situation is bad, but you can't just say it like all of ICE is bad as a whole because of that. Like, yeah, this
I
was
think you
bad.
can.
Just like police officers. Like what happened to Sonia Massey was bad, but you
Hmm.
can't call all police officers bad because of that. Like they're not
No,
all
but
evil.
what we can call bad, right, is the systems that protect these people rather than bring them to justice, right? So, for example, I think the ICE
What
officer
happened? Oh, go
with
ahead.
with Renee Good and this incident as well. I'm pretty sure they're still working for ICE, and they're going to be protected, right? They're not going to see any consequences of their actions pertaining to the citizens that they are unaliving. That's the problem, right? So, whenever a system protects the corruption, the entire system is corrupted.
Another point to tack on to that is that local police officers operate in a more municipal manner. They're bound by the laws of their city. These are operating straight from the top and have a nationwide protocol, have nationwide operating standards of which are applicable towards every which way. And as Voight rightfully stated, are acting with presumed immunity, with absolute immunity in this regard. So if there's no reining in on this, if there's no identification, no documentation, no investigations, internal reviews, or firings that are being conducted, we're in a perpetual state of these people harming people. And I absolutely can't
Hmm.
say that this is a system that needs reining in on, that needs to be
Hmm.
abolished.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
like we can see in this video with this man particularly who was unfortunately unalived by like one ICE officer. There was about five or six that were also surrounding this other officer, and they did nothing to intervene. Right? They let it happen, and
how are you
that's just
supposed? I
an
mean, do you know how quick a gun fires? Like, how are you supposed to
yeah.
stop
But
that?
like maybe I don't know, yell at
They
him.
had
Like,
moments.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
there's
was
very
there's
clear
no
moments there.
reason. First of all, this man shouldn't have been attacked anyway. He was holding a phone and he was protecting a woman. There was no reason for them to attack him. Period. But there was no need for like 5 to 7 ICE officers to be on this man, then disarm him, and then shoot him in the back of the head. Um, there's no way you can justify it, right? And in other videos, you can just see like the other ICE officers. not react, whatever, not get their other officer or anything like that. They just let it happen. These people, a lot of these officers, I feel like don't have any trigger discipline, and that's why they're here, honestly.
And you actually pointed this out earlier, that 94. The way that they're hiring them is a rushed system. I think the number that was set was 47 days for them to complete training in honor of the president's 47th spot as the president. Not only that, but half of them have failed the written exam having to do with constitutional law and immigration, and one third of them are failing the physicals. I might have those numbers reversed, but the turnout is not looking good. In fact, it's awfully bleak that people are flunking basic conditions set forth for federal agents having to deal with complexities like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do agree with that, like, most of the part, like, because, like, I mean, it happens, like, there's, like, recruiters with, like, within, like, police officers, like, recruiters will, like, rush them to get them in, and then they end up being a bad police officer because the recruiter wasn't very responsible. Same thing happens in the military. They have to meet a quota, and so they just rush people in that shouldn't be there. And I mean, I agree with that. Like, I mean, some of the ICE officers that, like, we see, like this guy who shot that guy, I mean, they should not be an ICE officer and they need to go to jail. But
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. That like I have to. I'm working with chemicals, yeah, but they're operating with pew pew, and I have to go to school longer than them. I think it's quite ridiculous the way that we don't train these people who can quite literally end a life in a second. It's getting ridiculous. It's been ridiculous.
well, I mean, anybody can.
What do you mean?
We
Not with
all have the right
absolute
to own a
immunity.
firearm.
Well,
You
clearly
don't have the
not,
right to
right?
kill people. You do not
Well,
have the right to extrajudicially execute people out in the streets
and
and
I
get
would
away
even
with it.
argue now that people are like, even the president was like, what kind of person carries a firearm like in the streets, right? So if American citizens are being pew pewed in the street for simply carrying a firearm, we unfortunately do not have the right to bear arms, right? That's just not how that works.
Well, we have the right, but it's just the ICE officer that is the bad guy in the
Well, no,
situation.
it's not just him, right? Because the administration is defending his actions, right? There
How?
have been
Like,
multiple.
didn't this just
Yeah, I
happen?
just told you. Yeah.
What'd they do?
So Donald Trump, it was either on Truth Social or Twitter, whichever one, was basically saying that this guy was a criminal for having his firearm on his person, right? And that is the excuse that people
Wait. He was a criminal. What? I think you kind of broke up.
probably shitty ass headphones. But he was a criminal because he had the firearm on his person, right? That's what is being spewed by this administration. They're saying things like, "What kind of person carries, a firearm to a protest?" and things like that. Like this is their defense to get the heat off their ass. Nobody's fucking falling for it at this point.
That's what Trump was saying. Did he come out and talk about it?
Yeah, I think it was a Truth Social post. I can find it if you want me to.
Yeah, I mean, like, that ICE agent definitely needs to be held accountable, but that doesn't like make me believe that we should just abolish ICE as a whole.
Well, no one said abolish ICE particularly here. Do I agree with it? Yeah, but like we're not specifically talking about that. We're talking about the incidents that have occurred with this. Um, so I'm trying to find the Truth Social post that he made because it's disgusting.
Apparently, it's not real, but it's not all that dissimilar from the statements that he has put out, as has Christy Nome and the guy that was just fired, Greg Bavino. So, them trying to label him a domestic terrorist and suggesting that he had ill intent, that he was prepared to kill people. I think it actually was Bavino that stated this. Is
Was it a handgun?
It's a
Yeah.
handgun, yeah, but it was a lawfully registered handgun,
Mhm.
and he had a permit to carry.
Was it concealed carry?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's low-key actually crazy.
It
But
is. The problem is there's nothing standing in the way of preventing more instances like this from happening again. Well, thanks for coming up. I appreciate you, but I'm gonna see if we can move on if that's okay.
yeah, bro, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all
All right.
keeping it respectful too, bro. Sometimes I'll join TikTok lives and they'll be like going ham on me.
I mean, you
You should
aren't a
see.
dick, so
I don't know this person, but you should see how they are. Well, wasn't that the other guy that said some shit? You should see how the Republicans treat people on this app. It is disgusting. And really, the worst that you would get out of a leftist live is maybe we'll mute you and talk over you or kick you prematurely. They'll dig up pictures of my family members, of my exes, of my past and whatever, and just use that against me and torment me and then laugh at me when I ask them to take it down. So that's the kind of shit that we see on the opposite side.
I've been in some crazy like left wing stuff, but I don't like so I think being trying to label yourself as a part of like the Democratic Party or the Republican Party is stupid as a whole.
I don't think so. I think having clear and definitive terms to identify where you stand in certain positions is great for conversation, is great for finding common ground and understanding and debate.
I mean, it's different, but it's different than like liberals and conservatives. But like Democratic Party and Republican Party is low key like just crazy. Like it's
Well, that's
crazy.
why I didn't say it. That's why I say conservatives,
Yeah.
because there are liberal Republicans, there are conservative Democrats, so it's more of a
I will
question
say
towards
this though,
conservative.
like probably a couple of years ago, I would definitely label myself as a Republican. I've like come to terms now, and it's just like nothing ever changes. Like the two-party system is a lie. But like all like now looking like on the outside, like looking into like Republican, um, why is this chick like dissing me,
It's a
dude?
chick.
To like Republican lives, they'll be like they're just like they just blindly follow. Same thing. I see the same thing with Democrat like in Democrat lives too. It's just like crazy.
No, I wouldn't say. I don't know what you're seeing or who you're watching, but there's a bit more of a nuanced and diverse set of opinions across the left than there are the right, which tends to be more hardline, fall in line kind of consistent ideological beliefs, or inconsistent rather. They're consistent in their inconsistency. Um, I don't typically see that among the left. In fact, if anything, there's a lot more infighting, as they would say, among the
yeah.
left than there's the right.
Yeah. We don't have a problem calling out like our representatives and things of that nature. We don't like deride people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just have different like for you pages.
Probably. I don't know who you watch, but that's just my experience as somebody who's been on here for what, 5 years now? 4 or 5
Yeah, since
years?
about 2021. Yeah. Same.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna
All right.
hop off. Thanks, y'all.
All right. Take
All
care.
right.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't ever talk to you, Jayden. I'm sorry.
Are you good? No, shut the fuck. I'm kidding.
Got it.
But no, you're good. You're all good. This guy wanted to join. Yellow.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
When did you turn 18?
I turned 18 this November.
Well, I'm all right. I'll entertain it. What's up?
I support the Conservative Party for world peace. Trump's doing a good job in world peace and he's trying to put this country back together also with gas prices are getting lower, egg prices are getting lower. I guess the altercations with ICE is what liberals are not, I guess, agreeing with.
I
It's
know
a
it's a lot
little
more than that.
um ICE with me is a little tempting with me. I would say that a little bit. Like it's a little up and down. I don't agree with illegal immigrants coming to our country. I think that very big incident of the dude or that ICE federal agent shooting that woman, or that I don't know, it was a woman or a man, when she was driving away, it did not look really that much of like she was trying to run him over. I don't know if y'all
She
agree with it.
wasn't.
But
I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's both wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all agree with that.
What's the both aspect in this?
Yeah.
Like ICE is trying to get them out, and that girl is or guy I forgot. I really forgot.
Renee
She's a
Good, it
grown
was a
ass woman.
woman.
She's
She
37 years old.
she
She's
was an illegal
37.
immigrant.
No,
So
she
She was not
wasn't.
a Jesus
Hello.
Christ. She was not an undocumented migrant. But that protocol violates DHS policy, Justice Department policy. You cannot create a sense of self-inflicted jeopardy and then claim self-defense in that regard. He had every opportunity to step out of the way. He did not have to deploy his firearm, and he did, and murdered her. Her autopsy would support that this was murder. There's no justification for that. Even if he feared for his life, he had every and ample amount of time and space to move out of the way. Another point that you said was world peace. We are absolutely not at world peace. In fact, that's so far from the
could you
truth
explain
as.
why?
So, among other things, we still persisted with the war on Gaza, aiding and abetting Israel's attempts
Well,
towards annexing that
What
nation.
Gaza and
can you
Israel.
let Jayden finish? You asked to explain and you interrupted, so let's just let
Sorry,
him
I'll go on mute.
explain.
I'll go mute.
Yeah, so we've
Perfect.
continued upon that. He's put together a transitionary panel of people to oversee the reconstruction of Gaza, among whom are leaders of some of the worst humanitarian nations within the UN, and not reaching up to conditions that should be on par with leadership and rebuilding the lives that they've destroyed, among which is Benjamin Netanyahu. In addition to that, there was the bombing in Iran, which did not effectively deter their nuclear program. There's his failure to end the war in Ukraine that's persisted over the past 4 years now. There's of course the uptick in drone strikes that he's committed to in his second term, up from where it was the previous term, among other things. So we
Um,
also ousted a world leader. I wouldn't say he's legitimate, but we contributed to yet another instance of regime change in the global south with Venezuela, and he's trying to annex Greenland.
could you tell me this
So
though?
yeah, so
Gaza and Israel have been in war for centuries, and it's been always. They've been in war since decades. Yes, I know America really hasn't helped or provided aid for them to get out of this war, but and when you think of the Ukraine war and the Russian war, that all started in Biden's term. And I'm not saying and
Be
that all
aware of
happened in
why.
Biden's term. And Trump's trying to get it out. He had in the Iran war, he got
Iran,
into it. Iran, he got into a ceasefire. So I mean, Trump is doing everything in his power to get this world back in shape.
a ceasefire between who?
He had a ceasefire with Iran and Israel.
Did he?
Yes.
Also, I want to point out one thing that he could do is maybe stop, funding the military in Israel.
Oh, that was violated hours after.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
ceasefire that Trump has quote unquote gotten has been violated. Not one of them have been successful. I think it was recently that there was a quote unquote deal between Gaza or Palestine and Israel. It was violated within hours by Israel, by the way. So
Um, I just I haven't seen anything about Iran and Israel being like anything of that being terminated or anything like that. If y'all have a source or tell me, I could.
Yeah, just recently we had to back down from a planned strike. The United States and Israel were planning on striking Iran amidst the protests that are happening against the government, but had to back down from that. I'd say tensions have been not quelled since that ceasefire, and have actively continued. Um, what'd you
Iran
got?
though has not really like caused, in my opinion. Yeah, they in Israel, but they're not. Their resources are very very low since that bombing. Yes, there is a little bit. They said it wasn't 100%. Um, the bomb did not work 100%. However, they are not enable right now to have a nuclear weapon in the next probably 2 or 3 years, which is very huge. And if they keep doing scaring us or doing any of this stuff, Trump's not gonna back down. You saw it this summer when he bombed them. He's trying everything in his power. The Venezuela was sorry, I'm changing the topic, but if we think about Venezuela, there was a dictatorship in there. Trump got him out, and the
No, we
people
didn't.
and the people of Venezuela are
No,
thanking
we did
us.
not get a dictator out.
Yes, he was a dictator. Look at the
So who's in
Venezuelan
charge
people.
now? Who's in charge of Venezuela right now?
I don't know.
Right.
You don't know? It was
No.
Delcy Rodriguez. It's the second in command in Venezuela. That's not ousting a dictator, it's replacing with another one.
Yeah.
And she, too, was not democratically elected in the 2024 election. She's not the opposition leader or representing any opposition party. This is a member of his cabinet. That is now the interim president, who,
Okay.
among other things, he is refusing to recognize Corina Machado as the legitimate opposition and ready to take power in Venezuela. He's continuing to negotiate and work alongside Maduro's government and not that of the opposition.
But you're telling me, even though he so-called not called a dictator, okay?
That's not what Jayden said.
I know
You
I'm not.
said
I'm just taking an example. I'm saying an example. You think China's leader is a democratic leader? Just think that he's so-called a democratic leader,
No,
but
No.
everyone knows it's a dictatorship that's going
when
on in there.
why are you suggesting
Why are
that
you-
I think otherwise? Where'd you get this?
I'm not.
You are, because we
Yeah,
never
you
mentioned
just-
China or anything. Hello?
No, I'm not. I'm saying like you're saying that's not a dictator. I'm just saying.
When did I say
Not
that?
what he said.
I never
What-
said that.
What
Yeah,
Jayden
when
said.
a second in command assumes power, that's still under a dictatorship. They are still not the duly elected president of that nation.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
All right. So when the second in command assumes power, that doesn't end the dictatorship because they too were not democratically elected. It just shifts the position into another person.
Okay. I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't get a dictator out of Venezuela. He just replaced it with another one.
Right. Like when Joseph Stalin died in the 1950s,
But it's not-
his second, third, fourth, fifth in command were the ones that succeeded him. They succeeded him.
I mean, when you look at it though, when Trump did this, he's helping the Venezuelan people. I know.
No, he didn't.
How is he not helping it?
Yeah,
You can
because he just replaced them with another dictator, somebody who also wasn't democratically
look
elected.
at the Venezuelan people. They are thanking the U.S. right now.
Wait,
Look at it.
Yeah, they're thanking him because Maduro's gone. They aren't so
Right.
happy with Rodriguez taking power. They're not so happy with billionaires and oil corporations being invited to have a share in their natural resources while they don't reap any of those benefits going towards their economy. I don't know if you knew this, but the de-dollarization, the hyperinflation in Venezuela, the economy is absolute dog shit. Okay?
Yes, it is. It's terrible.
Right. The conversion rate between their money and our money is like 99 to 1.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right. So the fact that this administration has invited billionaire corporations to reap their natural resources and sell it without their input, without that money going towards rebuilding their nation that's crumbled under this dictatorship, is not in any way a relief of that economic stress that they've endured for years.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I just stand for the conservatives because they get the people, they understand us, they know they know the problems.
Do you ever look at polling across parties?
A little
Did you
bit.
ever look at these things? Most of America, some 71% of Americans, which would include 51% of Republicans, support some form of Medicare for all, some public option. Donald Trump's plan is the absolute opposite of that. He wants to gut Obamacare and allow insurance companies to jack up the rates, allow hospitals to turn you down.
Obamacare.
Yes, the ACA.
Obamacare was the worst thing that has ever
I
happened.
don't think
in
you're
history.
old enough to talk about Obamacare.
Yeah.
Obamacare.
Obamacare literally made healthcare affordable for people who are
Obamacare
living
is
under
the
the
worst.
poverty line.
Is the worst thing that ever
It
happened.
was-
in
It's
the
so
history.
bad it added
the-
40 million people into
No,
the
it
system,
had-
right?
Wait, as somebody who still benefits, right,
Okay,
from
Obamacare
Obamacare,
is the worst thing that's ever happened in the
can I?
history of our country.
No, the
Ever.
worst thing that's ever happened were Republicans refusing to opt into the Medicare expansion that was permitted under Obamacare. That's why it's so goddamn terrible and expensive. But go ahead, Floyd.
Yeah, so as somebody who lives below the poverty line, right, if it wasn't for the ACA, I would have not received healthcare during my pregnancy. My children would not receive healthcare because I cannot afford it. Due to that, my children are able to get their diagnoses and their medicines, and I'm able to get diagnoses and medicines as well.
I think it's the worst thing in history.
It was.
You know, Black History's coming up in a few days now, and I can tell you just on my ancestors' names alone, they've endured far worse than having to pay co-payments. But do you want to tell me how that was worse than slavery and lynching and Jim
No,
Crow
I'm
and
not. I'm not saying.
You said the worst thing in history.
No, no.
Your words.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Let me
Might
rephrase
be a good
that.
idea.
Sorry to
okay?
the.
It's not even the
Obama,
worst thing in modern history. Not even the worst thing in like the past
Not
decade.
even the worst thing in the year that it was implemented.
Right.
Obamacare was the worst thing that ever happened in the medical business and our economical business in the history of our country.
In
It
the
ruined
medical.
our.
So it's
It
worse
ruined
than
our
what
inflation.
preceded that. You're
It
saying
ruined
it's
our. It ruined our
ruined
economy.
inflation? That would be a good thing if it ruins
It
inflation.
ruined our
Okay.
It ruined our economy.
It didn't ruin the economy. The
Yes, it
economy
did.
grew, actually. No, the economy was better off in the years after its implementation than prior. Unemployment went down, average wages increase and proceeded to increase in the years after that. I don't know what the hell metric you're referring to. You can talk about premiums. There
Yeah,
was an increase towards that and
could you
individual
give me a
mandates,
source
but
maybe for any of your claims?
Well, that's all I got. Y'all have a good night.
Wait,
well, that's all I have to say about that.
asking for a single fucking source. He's like, I'm out, actually.
It's
Y'all are
like that
fucking
scene from Forrest Gump.
clowns.
Yeah, it's totally that scene from Forrest Gump. Where is that?
My healthcare.
Let me.
That's all I have to say about that.
I find that so funny. He asked us for a source, right? And he just kind of glazed over it. And I'm like,
uh,
source? He's like, bye.
see
Hello?
ya. Who's this?
Mind you, this thing just now, like, was birthed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, hello.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, sorry. I thought I added somebody. I'm bad. I did add somebody. They didn't join. They just left. Hello,
Hello,
Jerry.
Cherry.
Sorry, I'm a friendly.
That's
You're
okay.
good.
Enjoy your program.
Program.
That's what old people call them. My
Why do you assume that she
program's
was
on.
old?
Shut up. I don't know. She
Yo,
seemed.
W. Adam.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Don't give me money, Adam. This is your week. We got the big fundraiser live coming up. That's what we're gonna do this Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Everybody better fucking show up for that. Everybody needs to shut down their live streams and come here,
I want Jayden's life to be the
please.
only one on.
It better be. All right. Everyone's welcome. We'll have all sorts of people coming in here. They can debate. We could do quizzes and characters and shit. It'll be fun. And fuck. We need a break, okay? The world is too serious. And we just need to mix things up a little bit. Okay? Okay. There's almost 200 people in here. Be nice if there were 200 people in here, because that almost don't mean jack shit. But keep sharing that live. Keep tapping that screen. How long have I been live for? An hour and 19 minutes now.
Oh.
Shit. Fuck! Dang. Wow. Sometimes I just start making noises and saying shit throughout the day because it gets lonely here. I live alone. I've lived alone for the past, 3 years now. Gotta fill the noise with air somehow. Dang. Damn. Shit. Fuck. You make us laugh? Thank you. Start baiting them? Here, mega, mega, mega. What happened with the GF? Which GF? I broke up with my last girlfriend. Oh, cry. August of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And then I briefly dated another one from November to January. And then I had a very emotional downturn and that kind of spiral. And I made some mistakes throughout that process that I'm not proud of. But with therapy and applying myself and doing things I actually like, I was able to rediscover myself, able to tap into some hobbies and build a greater sense of self-worth. And through that, I met another hottie, and I've been dating her since October. So yeah,
W Jayden, W growth.
my hobbies, my growth, my
My
heart,
girlfriend.
my feelings, my girlfriend, my emotions, my therapy, my grounding, my sensibility. But she was doing I was doing my photography, and I just so happened to meet her. She's a performer on her very first performance ever, her debut performance. And then I just had to keep seeing her. I saw her second performance and then her third performance, and we just got close from there. And we became smoking buddies, and that was pretty fun. And then we were visiting each other, and just sort of naturally happened. And really, the best part was that this was the first relationship probably in years that wasn't stemming from an online interaction. This was somebody I met in person. She's
Organic.
gorgeous. She's coming over tonight, actually. So that's why I'm trying to get my debates in. But yes, very organic. Um, Usually, when it's an online situation, which so many of them in the past have been, you filter out a lot of the bad. You don't see it at first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of where things had been. And had I known my ex would be as controlling and emotionally manipulative and financially manipulative and harmful as she was, I wouldn't have fucking been there. But
Is it the one that I'm
I,
thinking of?
yeah, it's the one you're thinking of, the one whose ass I
Oh,
spoke highly of.
oh,
That one.
okay.
Yeah, that was a long answer. That's my longest relationship, but also not really my favorite. I guess we're talking about my emotions now, my life. My life, my feelings. But it was a constant back and forth and distrust that was not warranted and accusations that were not warranted. She would say things that were so outlandish that if I laughed at it, I would look like an asshole. But she accused me of having an affair with a drag queen who allegedly I was making out with so hard that I caused our Lyft driver to hit the guardrail. That never fucking happened.
Hello? Hello?
Nothing even close. I've never even so much as shared a car with the drag queen, so far as I remember. But that was something that was said of me, and somebody started playing tricks on her, started making these accounts that would doctor messages. I don't even know these people, but they would send her screenshots of me saying, "Hey, do you want to meet? I'm nearby," and shit like that. That never happened. None of that ever happened. But I was getting accused of those things constantly, and if we were ever in an argument, she would bring them up. And it would be like, "We've already talked about this. We've fully diffused this. Never happened. Nothing of the sort ever happened." And it
Mm-hmm.
would always be held against me. And there was no shaking it. But every accusation is a confession.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she her living situation. She had a roommate who they had known each other for years, and there had been some interaction between them. She was accusing me of doing things that someone with the roommate might do, if you catch my drift. And I didn't
Oh,
fucking like that.
tea.
I live alone, okay? I was faithful. And in those times between me paying to fly her out here, celibacy. It was awful. It was rotten, but I committed for nothing just to come and get a litany and barrage of awfulness and bullshit handed my way. And it's the ungratefulness of it all was what really just killed me inside. If I didn't show up to the airport with flowers, she wouldn't talk to me on the ride back to my place. So,
And the entitlement.
yeah, she
I'm
insisted
going
I
to
paid
say
for
something.
everything when she was here, which I did. This is kind of therapeutic for me, but
Hmm.
I
Like,
did everything in my power, and I was still constantly ridiculed and second guessed and doubted, and it was too much for me. And when I wanted to break up
mhm.
twice, um, I was given um, an emotional roller coaster, and then it was just a constant barrage of like, look at all these things you're gonna be missing out on, aren't you gonna miss me? And it's just sadness, and I was too overwhelmed, I couldn't do it. Second time I tried, she laughed at me. So yep, I was in quite a ride for some time.
Mhm.
Was this recent? It was from I broke up with her in 2024, August 2024. And a few months after that, I met somebody else who happened to live just down the street from me. But we met on Tinder, and unbeknownst to me, upon meeting her, she was going through cancer treatment, and it was a nice little fling for a moment there. But towards Christmas, her mood started to change. She was getting I don't want to put too much out there, but uh, developments and diagnosis and things that needed to be treated. And I was supportive all the way, but it affected her and became sort of a emotional setback for us both. She didn't want to see me. She wanted some alone time. She wanted space, and she didn't want to be um, in the throes of a relationship as she was going through cancer treatment. And I accepted that. I totally understood that. And so I didn't hear from her ever again. And it was pretty sad. But then I sort of lost myself, went a little crazy. But now I'm fine ish. As fine can be. But
Right.
yeah, I wouldn't say I
I
went
want to,
crazy. It just,
if I can, if can
yeah,
I speak on something really quick? Just a little
go ahead.
tidbit that you said.
Hmm.
The doctoring of messages aspect, right?
Yes.
I don't think you're ignorant to this, that you are some, like, you're not a normal person, like you're not like ordinary, like you do have some status to you. And I
Uh
feel
huh.
like if you're going to date somebody like that, you have to be prepared for that, because they have this high status. People like to kind of ruin your life almost. And I feel like that's how, like, you have to have that trust and understand that this is going to happen whenever you date somebody of higher status. And I don't know, that's just, if you're not ready for that, if you can't handle that, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta be prepared for those attacks. And I told her things like that would happen. But far too often it was like, she was never on my side or never truly believed what I was saying and would outright say that, oh, I don't trust you, or I trust you 90% today. I trust you 99%. It's like, I'm not giving you a window of doubt. Why give that to me? But I persisted. I thought it'd get better. I encouraged therapy. I encouraged a lot of other things. We're not going to get into the specifics, but
Hmm.
she was insulted at the suggestion of mental health awareness. So it was kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
just kind of a closed
Like,
book at that point. And
if there is no trust in a relationship, it cannot thrive. And if you ever have doubts at that point, I think you should just end it, right? If somebody gives you a reason to doubt them, you're always going to have that reason to doubt them from going on. And there are very few couples who can kind of get over that hurdle. But for the majority, that's just going to be there, and it's just going to, like, kind of like fester into this resentment.
mhm. Yep. So that played a role. There were some fun times, but they were quickly overshadowed by the not so fun times, the me being on defense. me having to clarify and explain myself. And I don't know. It got rarer and rarer that we would enjoy ourselves together. So that's out the door. But these days, I'm with the pretty hot lady there. Pretty hot. I might show you guys sometime, but I've been a little more hesitant because people seem to attack the people I talk to for no goddamn reason. I saw her on my For You page a while back. Yeah, she used to have stuff. For some reason, she started deleting stuff, pictures of me and videos with me while we were together, and that was a bit of a gut punch, but I accepted it. But that was sort of like the the telling signs that all right, this is going out the door pretty quickly, and I kind of saw it coming. But um, our breakup was like very foreseen. It was very drawn out, very long. We didn't see each other at all in 2024. Um, and it was just coasting. That's how I would say. It was just coasting, just there, and nothing was really advancing, nothing was happening, and then it was over. So, yep, that's that. But these days, oh yeah, I forgot the worst part. Last time I saw her in person was Christmas 2023, and I didn't get anything that I wanted. I didn't anything that I asked for. I was told not to make a Christmas list. So I thought, okay, I'll get some cool ass gifts. I'll get some surprises. And it was all clothes that were not my size and not my style, not my colors, which seemed to have been bought in advance, maybe as like a bundle or for somebody else. And they were just placed on my lap, unwrapped. And I don't have most of those things. I have maybe four of those things that I got, but it was just depressing. It was like I felt like I wasn't seen, like I wasn't respected, and I busted my ass with a Christmas list of like 12 things, and I got 10 of them, and wasn't shown any dignity, any respect, any sense of care. But, anyways, enough about the past. All right. Thank you, therapist, audience. But yeah, person I'm with now is quite lovely, quite stylish, and the best part is she's a fellow creative and I get to see her often. So I've helped her with musical tracks and with voiceover for her shows and with her photography, of course. And it's been pretty nice. We've bonded over all that. And she got me Muppet stuff for Christmas, so that was pretty solid. Yeah, so that's my life right now. Yep. Shit. Can I do another Q&A? I guess. I mean, I wanted to do this one. This is kind of a Q&A. But what do you guys want to know? You have any questions for me, class? 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, please. I got to work on my stand-up sometime. I often think about the notion of bringing back prayer in school. How tall am I? 5'8". Looks like I'm a 5'8". I've been standing next to people who claim to be 5'7", and I'm noticeably taller than them. So I'm going to say 5'8". But anyway, as I was saying, the notion of bringing back prayer in school is one that I have a hard time grappling with. For many reasons, obviously constitutional violations, but my teachers were all fucking assholes. You see. Jayden, the Epstein thing works now? Oh, I can send Epstein's name? Awesome. My teachers were all assholes to me. And it's because they were such assholes that I have a crystal clear memory of 20 fucking years ago when I actually had them. I remember all this shit, abuse, and the things they would say and do and the tormentation. And I couldn't fucking imagine these assholes. I had the same teacher who was a sadist. Oh, I won't say his name, but I had the same teacher for first and second grade. They were able to bump him up a grade. So 2 years in a row with this guy. Hush! Hush! Quiet! I'ma call your mama. She's gonna whip you behind. Crazy motherfucker. Threw a kid's desk at the board because he was cleaning it out. Smashed a kid's pencil box into pieces because he was playing with it. Would chuck shit. Awful fucking shit. Awful guy. Yeah, it's a black dude. Gay black man. Hush. And I couldn't imagine him leading us in a prayer. But worse than that were the passive aggressive types. I had this old Asian lady named, well, I can't say her name either, but she's related to Brenda Song, so that was kind of interesting. She was my teacher for third grade. What?
Related to Brenda Songs is a crazy lore drop.
It's true. She's her aunt or some shit, and she would promise that she would come, that she would invite her to the school if we were good. Never happened. Liar. But she was damn near fucking demented and scary. She grabbed the back of my neck one time because I had the audacity. Let me see if I have something around here to illustrate this fucking point. I don't. But I had my pencil on my nose like that, like it's a mustache. And she was like, "Jayden, take that off." And I was going to take it off when I sat down, when I got to my desk. But she yanks me from the back of my fucking neck, and the pencil goes flying to the ground. And I ask her, "Why did you choke me? What the hell was that all about? Why did you grab me for the sake of that?" And she said, "No, I did this." How the fuck did I fly? How did I move? How did my body jerk back? If you did that, this bullshit. This is fondling your husband's balls, not yanking a child's neck. That didn't happen, you lying liar.
You lying sack of shit.
Yes. But she was so fucking passive aggressive. She would isolate me away from the class on ice cream sandwich day if you did all your homework or some bullshit. Because I would miss homework. I wouldn't complete the thing that we needed to do each month of turning in all our homework in the given month and earn yourself an ice cream party or some shit. Which I fucking hate ice cream sandwiches, probably in part because of that. But I said I didn't even want your ice cream sandwich. And she got pissed off at that she decided, okay, class, we'll all have our ice cream party outside. And since Jayden wants to be a little smarty pants, a smart aleck, he can stay inside and not enjoy it. And so I'm just sitting there. Everybody's gone. I'm alone in the classroom at my desk. And she told me to put my head down like that. I'm sitting there. I start crying. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm feeling alone. I'm feeling called out. I'm feeling isolated and sad. She comes in and decides, you know what? You can have one. But it's going to be the smushed one in the back of the freezer that's partially melted. Sorry, but here you go. Now maybe you'll do your homework? No, fuck that. You've already crushed my hopes and dreams. I didn't even want your sad, saggy-ass fucking sandwich with the shit chocolate bread. It doesn't even taste like chocolate. It tastes like cardboard. And the fucking ice cream that hurts my goddamn teeth. Fuck you and your fucking ice cream sandwich. Fuck them. Now, where I'm getting with this is I can't imagine these sickos who I grew up with 20 years ago leading the class in prayer. Because they were always assholes. They could never be impartial. They could never be decent. And if they were to lead a prayer, it'd probably be something like this. Dear God, please ensure that my children are doing all their homework. Jayden! Because we know some of our students, Mr. LeBron, have not been have not been living up to your glory. I frankly think that Satan himself might be influencing some of my students to not turn in their homework. For that reason, amongst others, teachers should not be leading in prayer. And specifically, my teachers, assuming they're still working, should not be allowed to do that shit. They were violent, they were mean, psychological bullies and shit. Absolutely hated it. It's kind of weird to think I only had like 4 teachers in elementary school, even though I was there K through 6. But let's see here. I had kindergarten, first and second grade with the same guy, mean ass third grade, fourth grade, and then fifth and sixth was the same person too. Wow, so 5 teachers across K through 6. Did I say K through 12? I meant K through 6. But anyway, yes, paddling is illegal, which is why my fucking first and second grade teacher found a loophole around that bullshit where he would advise people to beat their kids. I'm gonna tell your mama she's gonna go home and beat your behind. I'll give her my belt. I'll do it. I'll give your mama my belt.
What is it
He
with
did
old
that.
people and like wanting children to experience violence and
To
like
just beat the
advocating?
shit out of
Yeah,
kids. I don't understand it. Why? There's so many other deterrents. Get
right.
down to the root cause. Is the child distracted? Do they have ADHD? Are they finding it hard to learn? Are they autistic and have sensory issues, processing issues? Are those things ever taken into consideration? No. Let me just leave a fucking imprint on your ass, and maybe that will convince you to do better in school. I got my ass whooped many a times. In fact, my grandma would revel in the idea of beating our asses, that she would let the other siblings join in like it was a sport. Whacking ass. I'm not even joking.
That's not funny, but the way you describe it is hilarious.
I tell funny stories, but it's not even a joke. She would invite the other fucking sibling, who wants a turn, to beat my fucking ass. And that's, it's just, it worsens my memories of these people. And then they try to gaslight me when I call them out. That didn't happen. What are you talking about, boy? Like, what the fuck? I was a saint to you. You beat my ass. Yes. You have filtered this out through fucking copious amounts of alcohol, which I know was in your coffee mug, to weaken out the memories and the guilt that you should be having towards the fucking assault that you did against my privacy, against my being, against my autonomy. Fuck you, adults. Fuck adults.
No, for real.
Mean ass fucking. And a specific timeline of adults, too. Today's adults are kind of mellow. In fact, a little too mellow. And sometimes these little shits get away with too much. But adults back then were just fucking mean bullies, sadistic, cruel assholes. And to that I say, fuck them.
Fuck
Anyway,
y'all, for real.
someone was in the box. They just left. I was about to add them. But it was mean ass times. I'll say, hey mom, why did you beat my ass? What are you talking about?
I never did that. I never laid a hand on you. Yes,
Well, it
you
taught
did.
you a lesson, didn't it? No, it taught me to fear. Now, listen, if I have a problem with math, 1 hand plus 2 ass cheeks doesn't equal an improved grade
1 hand plus 2 ass
in me.
cheeks.
Yes, that doesn't equal positive results in my
Did you ever get like
ability
switches?
to retain the information. It doesn't. Yes, I got the switch.
God damn.
And if you were so lucky as to not get your ass whipped by a switch, let me describe that. In my household, you would be told to, quote, pick a switch. And a switch is a long, dry, twindly little tree branch, okay? Like a vine, basically. But it's so thick, all right? It's kind of like a stick if it had elasticity.
Yours were thick. Mine were thin.
Well, they're thin, yes, but thick in the sense that they wouldn't snap. Is this an
Oh, yeah.
official raid or a partial raid? I don't see the numbers increasing very much, but I'll take
Well,
what I can get.
oh yeah, it did. That's 239 now.
Oh, well, I guess so.
Remember, TikTok's been very
Unofficial. All
glitchy.
right. Well, I'll take what I can get, folks. We have a charity stream. I hope you'll all join us for one of Parker and Dean's longtime moderators, Adam, Witchy King Adam. That's going to be happening at Wednesday, 5 o'clock Pacific. I hope you'll all join and support. We have a goal of $4,000. Last week, we did an impromptu live in the middle of the night because we were also blessed with a similar raid of a decent size and decided we'd start up an early stream then, an early charity stream then. But we'll have a more coordinated effort with all sorts of funny characters and debate topics and whatever we'd like to do then, and that should be a little fun. But anyway, for those of you guys just joining, we haven't had many debates. We had some in the first hour, but it's kind of petered off in the second. I've been talking about the abuse that I endured from my family and teachers alike, specifically ass whoopings. And where I was with this story was a switch is a long, thin tree branch, which you would have to pluck from a tree, hand it to your guardian, parent, sibling, or whatever, and they would lash your ass with it. Now, let's get into the news, shall we? Perfect segue from ass whoopings to tariffs. It's kind of an ass whooping in a different kind of way. President Trump announced Monday he is raising tariffs on goods from South Korea to 25% from 15%. Quote, because the Korean legislature hasn't enacted our historic trade agreement, which is their prerogative, I am hereby increasing South Korean tariffs on autos, lumber, pharma, and all other reciprocal tariffs from 15% to 10%, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. It's unclear if the change has already taken effect. The White House did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. In a statement, South Korea's Blue House said that there's no official notice or explanation about these details from the U.S. government so far. Following the announcement, South Korea's trade minister, who's visiting Canada, will travel to the United States to meet with Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick to discuss the matter, the Blue House said. South Korea's benchmark index, Kospi, sunk over 1% before rebounding in early hours of trading on Tuesday. Hyundai, the country's automobile giant, plunged more than 2.2% as of 9:47 a.m. local time. South Korea is one of the United States' top sources for foreign goods, shipping $132 billion worth of goods to the country in 2024, according to the Commerce Department data. Top exports to the U.S. include cars and car parts, as well as semiconductors and electronics. These goods are at risk of getting more expensive from the higher levies. It's especially concerning towards semiconductors. We are far behind the pace that we need to be on track for 2030 in terms of semiconductor production and chip manufacturing. And so long as we're sidelining the exports towards parts, manufacturing, machinery, we are on the back foot here. We're doing a disservice towards where we need to be on the technological front. Next story here. Good news, Bovino and some of his agents expect to leave Minneapolis tomorrow, sources say. Top Border Patrol official Greg Bovino and some of his agents are expected to leave Minneapolis tomorrow and return to their respective sectors. More on that in just a moment, by the way. According to three sources familiar with the discussion, sidelining a key player in the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. The move comes after President Trump announced he was dispatching White House border czar Tom Homan to Minneapolis in the wake of Saturday's fatal shooting. The White House has said Homan is expected to manage ICE operations in the city. One official said it was a, quote, mutual decision to have Bovino depart. Which leads into the next story. Greg Bovino has lost his job. The Border Patrol chief has been ousted from his role as, quote, commander-at-large and will return to El Centro. Greg Bovino has been removed from his role as the Border Patrol commander-at-large and will return to his former job in El Centro, California. Oh, we're going to have such a field day. Where he's expected to retire soon. Really? Just before the Fourth Reich? Why? We got to keep it light here. Anyway. According to a DHS official and two people with knowledge on the change, Vino's sudden demotion is the clearest sign yet that the Trump administration is reconsidering its most aggressive tactics after the Saturday killing of 37-year-old Alex Petrie by Border Patrol agents under Bavino's command. Earlier today, President Trump appeared to signal in a series of social media posts a tactical shift in the administration's mass deportation campaign. Trump wrote that he spoke with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, whom the White House has blamed for inciting violence, and the two men are now on a, quote, similar wavelength. Tom, am I pronouncing that incorrectly? No, I'm not. Okay. Tom Homan, the former ICE chief, whom Trump has designated border czar, will head to Minnesota to assume command of the federal mobilization there, Trump said. Homeland Security Secretary and botched Botox patient number one, Kristi Noem, and her close advisor, Corey Lewandowski, who are Bavino's biggest backers at the DHS, are also at risk of losing their job. Two people familiar with the matter spoke with The Atlantic. That's pretty good news. Oh, hey, Eli, you saw that test, right? That test that I sent you where you can't say Epstein? That was one of among many different changes to Oracle's new terms and conditions. There's now a greater degree of data sharing across not just TikTok, but multiple apps can now harvest your data as gathered by TikTok. There's been efforts towards gaining the identities of citizenship status, nationality, race, country of origin, sexuality, and political preferences through this new data sharing method algorithm. And that is right now what's currently at risk. But as you can very well see, it's also fucked up my views. The worst possible thing to come from that. No. In other news, here we go, right here. 6 people presumed dead in Maine plane crash. Bangor Airport says all 6 people on a Paris-bound private jet that crashed in Bangor, Maine, while attempting to depart in a snowstorm on Sunday, are presumed dead, airport officials said. Preliminary report from the Federal Aviation Administration initially said 7 people were killed and 1 person was seriously injured, but the agency, later told CNN it is deferring to the airport about the number of people on board. It is not immediately clear what caused the discrepancy in accounts. The Bangor International Airport will remain closed until at least noon Wednesday, according to a Facebook post from the airport. The plane, a bomber, how do you pronounce that? Damn it, it's scrolled. A Bombardier Challenger 650 business jet was registered to a limited liability corporation in Houston, of course, according to federal reports. Open source flight tracking data from ADSB Exchange shows the private jet departed Houston's Hobby Airport around 2:20 p.m. CST and arrived at Bangor International Airport around 6:10 p.m. EST. Private jet was cleared by Bangor controllers for a transatlantic flight to Paris Vatry Airport in France, according to air traffic control recordings archived by Live ATC Net. Plane taxied to a designated area at Bangor International Airport for de-icing. The crash happened as a strong snowstorm tore through the northeast. Temperatures were well below freezing in Maine, with light snow causing very low visibility. Audio indicates Bangor Airport air traffic control towers cleared their flight, registered N10KJ for takeoff on runway 33. Only 2 minutes later, a controller urgently radios, quote, all traffic is stopped on the field. All traffic is stopped on the field. Moments afterward, an unidentified voice is heard saying, quote, aircraft upside down. We have a passenger aircraft upside down. The FAA report says the aircraft crashed under unknown circumstances on departure, came to rest inverted, and caught fire. Before the crash, air traffic control audio also captures pilots of 2 other departing airliners discussing concerns about winter conditions at Bangor's airport around the time of the crash. Well, my condolences towards the family of the victims here. Seems as though 6 people have died, but loss nonetheless is nothing short of tragic. Can only hope that similar situations do not occur in the midst of these worsening winter conditions here. And speaking of, Hundreds of thousands without power in the United States after a powerful winter storm. Bitter cold is gripping much of the country after a massive winter storm swept through the U.S., dumping ice, sleet, and snow from New Mexico to the eastern seaboard. At least 25 deaths are attributed to the weather, according to the Associated Press. Nearly half of the nation's population was impacted by the winter freeze, with knocked out power, made road conditions hazardous, and disrupted some of the nation's busiest airports. Heavy snow is still falling in the Northeast, and the National Weather Service warns the frigid temperatures will persist over the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. this week. Numerous record lows are forecast, according to the NWS forecast. Sub-zero lows are expected nearly every morning from the northern plains through Ohio Valley and into the Northeast. Ice-covered trees and power lines knocked out power for more than 1 million customers across the South at the peak of the storm. By mid-morning Monday, more than 800,000 homes and businesses remained without electricity, according to Power Outage US, though the number of outages dropped below 700,000 in the early afternoon. It's going to be interesting to see just how FEMA rectifies these situations, what aid will look like, and if said aid will be disproportionate and given in its totality, or if it would depend on whether or not it's a red or blue state. My assumption is it may lean towards the latter. The ongoing freeze is hampering the work to restore electricity. Middle Tennessee Electric is asking for patience, saying crews have been, quote, fighting tree after tree in a social media post. Quote, as soon as they can get a line back up, another tree falls, knocking it back down. Officials are urging people to stay off the roads until the ice melts, which could be days. Quote, unfortunately, the risk of power outages and slick roads is not over, says North Carolina Governor Josh Stein. Temperatures will remain dangerously cold throughout the week, especially at night, so please be safe. The storm blanketed Kentucky with snow, sleet, and ice for 36 hours straight, and now dangerously low temperatures will continue, says Governor Andy Beshear. With those dangerously cold temperatures, if your power is out, we need you to get to a warming center. Mississippi, where the northern part of the state is covered in ice, state emergency officials are distributing generators and fuel, cots and blankets, and food and water to affected communities. University of Mississippi says classes in Oxford are canceled through Sunday. More than 20 inches of snow has fallen in Massachusetts, prompting closure of schools and government offices. Quote, we're New Englanders, we're tough, but we have to take this snow seriously, says Governor Maura Healey. I'm glad that they do. I hope that everyone is safe. There's been 25 deaths as reported so far by the National Weather Service, hoping that there's not more. But please be safe. Please be warm. Please continue on to protecting yourself, your family, and your peace. What's this say? Trump already approved funding to 10 states? Just 10? That's odd. Half the fucking country is, well, 2/3 of the country is under it. Let's see. 10 states. Which states are these? Are they red states? Trump quickly approved disaster aid for 12 states hit by the storm. Let's take a little look-see. Take a little 1-step, 2-step, 3-step. 4 of the approved requests were from Democratic governors, of course. Virginia, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Maryland, who assailed Trump last year for denying disaster aid to his state. Trump also approved disaster help for Arkansas, Georgia, Indiana, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia. Interesting pattern that he's only approved requests for the states that he won, that voted for him. I guess Virginia, not quite as did they vote for him? How did they fucking vote?
Pretty sure Virginia was blue. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She did win that. So, of the states that he's approved, looks like only one of them is one that he lost. Isn't that what I just said a moment ago?
Yeah.
That it's going to be a gross disparity because
If
New
I'm not
York.
mistaken. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say New York is buried right now, as is Vermont, as is New Hampshire, as is Jersey, among other states. And I haven't seen even an inkering of aid going their way that's been approved by the federal government. What were you going to say?
That if I'm not mistaken, they actually sent the National Guard in preparation to Kentucky.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they're usually out there facilitating first aid and assisting with initial response and things like that. So
Mhm.
that's good to hear that they're there. This is interesting. Treasury cancels 21 million in Booz Allen contracts, blaming Trump tax return leak. Treasury Department cuts ties with Booz Allen Hamilton on Monday and announced that it would be canceling 21 million in federal contracts with the consulting giant because one of its ex-employees previously leaked President Donald Trump's tax returns to the press. Ooh, I'm getting a call. 1 second. Keep him busy.
All right, guys. While Jayden is taking a call, I want y'all to get the likes up to 100K. There are almost 300 of you in here. And with those numbers, I'm sure that's very possible. In the next, we'll give you 15 minutes. I'll be gracious. Remember, I don't care what Jayden says. If you don't get the likes up within that time frame, I will take your freedom of speech. Also, if you have not sent your do that and collect your points at the top left corner. I really don't know what else to say. Just
You guys couldn't hear me during that, could you?
yes, we heard everything. No, I'm playing.
Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. You don't fucking do that, all right? I get heart pains during that shit. Ugh. Oh, that's
Oh, good thing you came back exactly when you did because I was running out of things to say.
what were you talking about?
Oh, I was just telling them to get the likes up, or I'm taking the freedom of speech and to send their daily heart news.
Oh, yeah, that's about what I would say. The statement from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent references Charles Littlejohn, a one-time Booz employee who is now serving a 5-year prison sentence. Littlejohn's a weird name for stealing tax return information on Trump and other wealthy Americans while contracting at the IRS. Quote, President Trump has entrusted his cabinet to root out waste, fraud, and abuse, and canceling these contracts is an essential step to increasing Americans' trust in the government, Scott said, who I assume sounds like that, in a statement. Booz Allen failed to implement adequate safeguards to protect sensitive data, including the confidential taxpayer information it had access to through its contracts with the Internal Revenue Service. Scott Bassett. A Booz Allen spokesperson disputed some of Bessett's claims in a statement to CNN. Quote, Booz Allen fully supported the U.S. government in its investigation, and the government expressed gratitude for our assistance, which led to Littlejohn's prosecution. The spokesperson said, quote, we look forward to discussing the matter with the Treasury. Booz Allen spokesperson said Littlejohn's crimes occurred on, quote, government systems, not Booz Allen systems, that Booz Allen stores no taxpayer data in its systems and has no ability to monitor activity on the government's networks. This is interesting. So they've canceled a contract with Booz Allen Hamilton because there was a compliance order from the IRS with this company towards giving out tax information. They did nothing wrong. They did nothing, so far as we can tell, as violating any privacy terms, as violating anything here. But one of their employees was sent to a 5-year prison sentence. I'd have to look a little more into that, but this seems like political retribution to me. Seems like they're punishing somebody that came forth with information. But let's read a little more into this. Littlejohn pleaded guilty in 2023 to one count of unauthorized disclosure of income tax returns. Trump's tax information was published by the New York Times and ProPublica, which revealed that Trump paid no federal income taxes for many years before becoming president. The leaks also targeted thousands of other wealthy people. Why are we punishing people for relaying information that our richest among us have committed waste, fraud, and abuse at the expense of millions of taxpayers that live here? That's kind of odd to me. That's a little backwards. A judge who sentenced him said that he pulled off, quote, the biggest heist in IRS history. He didn't steal anything. He just gave out data, probably illegally. But Treasury Department said that the data breach affected more than 400,000 taxpayers. Oh, no. The case was prosecuted by the Justice Department during the Biden administration. Ah, oh, God damn it. Let's see. What else is in the news here? I read this earlier. Trump's immigration approval is at a record low per Ipsos Reuters poll. Poll between January 23rd and 25th. 53% of Americans disapprove of the president's immigration policy. And a few more stories to tie this up. Let's take a little look. Trump spoke on his father today. Very tender moment for us all here. And to really convey the emotional depth of what he had to say about his father, well, he had one problem at a certain age, about 86 or 87. He started getting, what do you call it? Like a dementia, like an Alzheimer's thing. Well, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it, really. I don't. I don't. I don't know if you guys knew this. People with advanced Alzheimer's generally don't know or understand that they have the disease. As the disease progresses, it damages the brain's regions of self-awareness, insight, resulting in a condition known as anasagani. Anasagosity. I can't fucking say that. Anasagansia. Nailed it. Where a person truly cannot recognize their cognitive decline. It's one of those words where you've read it many times, but you've never said it out loud. That happens to me a lot. Anyway, we're so glad that he's in perfect health. Moving on from that. We talked about the Epstein word was, of course, banned from private DMs. I showed you guys the screenshot of that. It's a big word. Don't blame me. I couldn't send the word Epstein in my private DMs here. 48 million Gmail accounts got hacked. God fucking damn it. That's it. Where's my fucking AOL login? We're taking it back to 2009. I've had it. If true, that's abhorrent. And I have been worried because I've noticed there's been multiple attempts on some of my old accounts, my burner accounts that I rarely use and use sparingly. People have tried logging into those things lately. It's awfully sus. Assholes. Where was I with the... Here I am. Yes. Covered that. The tariffs. Got that. Okay. Oh, yes. There was a man that died. A 30-year-old disabled man who died because his primary caretaker, his primary caregiver, his father, Mayor Terabishi, was detained by ICE. He's lived in the country for over 30 years. He's worked, he's paid taxes, he's raised a family, never committed a crime, and was legally authorized to be here under an asylum order, under a stay of asylum, which was revoked by the president, and he was later detained outside of the courthouse where he was applying to extend his stay. And now he's been deported.
I don't know. I was just gonna add, it's funny that they say do it the legal way, but when people are doing it, they're still arresting them at the courthouse. It's interesting. They never have anything to say about that.
Yeah, and a man died. A disabled man died because his father, who was here legally, was wrongfully seized from him. And that's why I have this background here. What the fuck do you even support? You want it done the legal way, but not that way. No, not that legal way. No, we got to do it this way and that way and that way and this way and this way and all this twisting and turning and bullshit doesn't make any fucking sense anymore. What do you stand for? You want it done the legal way, but now let's attack refugees. Now let's attack temporary protected status. Now let's attack the asylum process. And let's block and fully prevent one's ability to contest that in the court, which you should want them to fucking do. What do you fucking want at the end of the goddamn day? And you can say, well, this is just a fluke. It's not. This is policy now. Regardless of whether or not you're applying, regardless of whether or not you're filing for appeals, you will be accosted, you will be arrested and deported. the idea of doing this the legal way is out the door now. People trying to do the right thing, people trying to make sure that their livelihoods are still intact and that there's at least some pathway towards citizenship has now completely gone out the door. And it's
Yeah.
no rhyme or reason for it.
Well, the reason is because people, right?
What's
I
that?
would say majority of MAGA want an ethno state, right? They may not
Yep.
say it outright, but they want an ethno state.
They
And
do.
that's just what it is. They want a white
Yep.
Christian ethno state.
Yeah, they don't
Because now they're even
care.
calling for the deportation of anybody who, like, I'm talking about like MAGA, not like the administration,
Right.
of people who have differing opinions. Like, oh, well, deport that one too. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. You just want this country to be homogenous, to look exactly like you.
Trump actually posted a very Nazi-esque post on Truth Social, and it was New York, which looks
No
to be
way.
colorized footage. Yeah, it was New York from 1940s or 50s. Everyone is white. Everyone is well dressed and whatnot. But he says, "I remember when things were safer back then and shit like that." And I don't know. It's kind of fucked. Pretty fucked. I remember the good old days of New York. Remember when it used to look like this? No, because I wasn't fucking alive. And why do you think? Why do you prefer that?
Anybody who references the good old days, right? If they're
Yeah.
specifically talking about like the way society looked, they're just racist. You can't convince me otherwise, right? Now, if they're talking about like where people got along and like, I know there are some people, like older people, who are like, oh, race wasn't a big deal back then. Yes, the fuck it was. You were just ignorant to it. Like, y'all piss
Mm-hmm.
me off. Stop talking.
Yeah. That's where we are right now. And they can't illustrate why they prefer that. They can't give you a clear-cut reason as to why they prefer 1950s. It's not because of the economic policies. It's not anything else, and it's the reason why they won't tell you outright. It's because they prefer segregation. They prefer the lack of presence of black and brown people. They prefer that. They prefer overt racism, homophobia, sexism, the relegation of status towards being a second class citizen if you're a woman. They prefer that. And it's often the case that incels and inbreds alike will prefer women to shut their goddamn trap and make them sandwiches. Reason why is because they're not likable or competent enough to actually have a woman on merit alone off of skill and knowledge and, well, basic emotional maturity and decency. That's out the fucking door. So they have to they have to subjugate them. They have to ban their participation in public discourse in their civic duties. They don't want them to vote so that they can be subjugated towards living the life under them.
They want women dependent on men again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, quite frankly, y'all can't get women. That's the problem, right?
Exactly. And this is a segue into another more provocative
Oh,
topic that's
God.
worth talk. You know what I'm going to say. In fact, say it for me.
Actually, I don't know what you're going to say. I'm just scared.
Yes, you do. You said, "Oh God." What do you think I'm thinking?
I don't know. I just know
Just
it's
you know me.
wild.
You've known me for fucking 5 years now. What am I thinking?
I really couldn't tell you.
You fucking liar. Leftists have better sex.
Oh yeah.
Leftists have better sex. We are hotter people. We are sexier. We
Well, yeah.
have
We don't
a
have.
greater emotional bandwidth. And that's not to be said about everyone because there are some bad people on the left too.
Hmm.
But the sex is just better
Well, the
because,
thing
among other
is,
things, go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like conservative and traditional men just y'all only have sex in the missionary position, and that's not good for the receiving end of somebody who has female anatomy. Like y'all just don't make your women nut. I'm sorry. Did
That's what I'm
I say
saying.
that on here?
I don't know. It's new TOS, but let's be real. The fucking angst that must come with the idea that every time you fuck can produce a child that you can't get rid of
So
or that your
boring.
parents are going to negate your ability to access contraception, they'll ostracize you. That leads to kind of awful sex, doesn't it? Or at least infrequent sex, I would think. I wouldn't want to have sex if I knew that my contraception was going to be taken away. If I knew that this would produce a child and that there's no other way outside of that. I don't want that shit.
Listen,
Kind of gross.
whenever I seen that Trump won in 2024, the first thing I did the next morning was schedule to get an IUD.
Yep.
And this bitch lasts for like 10 years. So, also, fun fact though, I just want y'all to know that mail-in abortions are legal in every state. And if you have complications, just go in and tell them that you're having a miscarriage.
Oh, good. Thank you for that bit of advice. To
If
my
you need a
point,
website, DM me.
yes, please do. Please DM
$150.
down there. Well, let's not do that. Let's not extort.
Oh no, I'm
But-
saying that's how much they cost.
Oh,
$150.
I thought that was how much
You
to
think
DM
I'm
you.
extorting people who need health
Yes.
care? I'm not America.
No. No, I'm just kidding. But as I was saying, I think it's telling when a man is compensating. You see, I don't drive a lift kit. I don't need 17 AR-15s and a fucking decapitated deer head mounted onto my wall. I don't have profile pictures of me with a carp in my hands.
A
Or a
carpet.
dead zebra or some shit.
A
Yes.
dead zebra.
Whatever these people fucking eat. Why? Because I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in my ability, be that as it may, that I don't have to show off every goddamn thing to do in order to reaffirm my sense of self and my security. They rely on that. They have to feel big by carrying a big fucking gun in a big fucking truck with big fucking boots and a big fucking flag nailed to
And a
the big fucking
little wiener.
tailgate.
Sorry.
Exactly. I don't have to do that. I would drive the smallest fucking car on my way to their mom's house. Kidding. You get the point. I don't need to do these fucking weird theatrics in order to feel comfortable. It's why you see a lot of men on the left
woman.
with long hair. Okay, I don't care if it makes me look feminine. Who gives a shit? Women like something to grab. All right, the blue hair. I don't think man buns are in these days, but still, we're more
Yes, they
comfortable
are.
with our appearance. Well, sure, we're a little bit more comfortable. We don't care about these things. We don't hyper fixate on these things to make ourselves feel and look larger because we're confident and we do it better. We just do. Okay, that's why they say we're heathens, because we are. We are
Degenerates in the
sex
best
crazed
way.
heathens. Yes, degenerates, heathens, sadists, masochists, all that shit is on the left. I don't want rigid, dusty ass grandpa sex. Okay, let's call it what it is.
Don't ever
Old
put
fashioned,
that image in my head
dusty
again.
ass. I'm sorry, but I have to use it so that it remains in your mind. This boring ass, sterile version of intimacy that they have tried to put upon us is just awful.
Also, they don't even
And
label it as intimacy. Like, they just like, oh, this is just for procreation.
I
No,
know
it's to get my rocks off. Now leave me alone.
yes, that's a perfect point. They miss that there's a greater aspect towards that activity than simply procreating. Otherwise, if I was doing that to procreate, I have so many goddamn kids to fill 10 football teams.
God damn, Jayden.
No, it's not that much.
Stop
yet,
lying.
but
Yet.
all right, well, that's besides the point, okay? If this were the case, all right, if that was solely the reason, there'd be a hell of a lot more kids in a far and away underfunded school system that doesn't want them, and I don't want that, okay? That's not what I'm here for. But they prefer that. They want this weird-ass version of these things. And even worse, to top it all off, many of them are closeted. Are closeted not just in terms of them being gay, but are closeted trans people. Many Republicans are closeted trans. In fact, there was a Republican mayor that unalived themselves because they couldn't publicly embrace their trans identity. This happened just a few years ago. This is true. A mayor killed herself because she was trans and couldn't come out. They have all sorts of weird fetishes and shit, which if you were a leftist, we wouldn't shame you
Let your
for.
freak flag
We would
fly.
probably take a picture of. Well, we might, but
Depending on what it is, though.
yes, depending on what it is, we might sell it. Might make an OnlyFans for you. But listen, on the right, they want to ban all that. They want to criminalize sex work, criminalize even sexual activities. They want to bring back anti-sodomy
They want to
laws.
ban corn.
Yes, exactly.
Mind you, there's actually statistics out there that show Republicans consume more transgender and gay
And
corn.
gay porn,
I
yep,
could send you
across
that if
the
you want it.
South. Mm-hmm. And this is just it's all closeted behavior. You would be so much more happy and sexually liberated if you were a leftist.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just because we have better sex, but we're open about it. We're more appreciative of
Mm-hmm.
it. Recognize its
Also,
vitality,
I
its
think we're
versatility.
with partners as well that we are more able to communicate within our partners, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
don't have this stigma of sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a lot of Republicans, sex is like kind of this thing that we don't really talk about unless like you're trying to have a kid, and even then, it's not for pleasure, right? Now with
Yep.
leftists, we are more open about our sexuality and that we are sexual beings and what we like and what we dislike. So
And most
communication within a
importantly,
partner or partners is a lot more fulfilling.
yes, and most importantly, to that point, I would say that there's a greater propensity of supporting sexual education in leftist school districts and leftist states than there are right leaning states. In fact, states that opted for abstinence only education, and this is true, fact check me, saw higher degrees of STDs than states and districts that didn't do
Also, teen
abstinence only sex
pregnancy.
ed. That too. Teen pregnancy and STD rates are generally higher in states that practice abstinence only, no sex education, versus the opposite. So, them's are the facts. This is not my
Those are the
opinion.
facts.
It's just everything lines up with the fact that these sexually repressed demons have ruined the very notion of intimacy, of quality, consensual fun, that really they gotta be having the worst of it possible. And I hate to body shame. I really do. But looking at some of these people that vote Republican, I'm not surprised it's as bad as it is. You if don't
It
fucking
is
tell me that you can reach climax looking at
that.
Loomer, at Laura Loomer's face. Okay. I'm being real with you, all right? You think that you can stare that thing, that sleep paralysis demon
Oh my
in the
god.
eyes and finish? You're lying to yourself. Strap that fucker up to a polygraph test. He's a liar. Anyway,
Can I ask the chat
that's
something
my
real
rant.
quick?
Hmm?
I need to ask the chat something. It's literally nothing pertaining. I'm making press on toenails, and I need to know if I should
Oh.
match my nail set or just do French tips.
Well, this is a crowd that loves feet for some reason, so you're in good company. You should see
If
the
y'all
Discord.
need,
They're always talking about
oh
it.
god, if y'all want to see my current set, just let me know. I'll show them on camera.
That much you have to pay 150 for.
Hold
Now,
on.
somebody in the box. See, I like to do what I call edutainment. What I said was entertaining, but also true.
Mhm.
There was some facts in that bunch. Oh, this person left the box. Well, we got
Okay,
no
it looks like it's
debates,
matched.
so
So
that's why I'm ranting. Yeah, you gotta match that shit. I personally prefer a match, you know? That's just me. Which reminds me, I gotta take my girlfriend out for another pedicure. Hmm?
let me see if I can show y'all the current set that is on my hands.
Wayne Wilson. Oh, let's hear from Wayne. Oh, what do we have here?
How's it going?
What's up,
Oh, I
Wayne?
love.
Create the woman of their dreams with the perfect beat, all the while they slowly suffocate in the fucking corn chip smelled goddamn room they've built for themselves as the environment slowly depletes. And that's the reality of it. We need to wake up to this shit. Enough of this AI fucking foot chick. Get this shit off my goddamn feed. In fact, I'm gonna report this ad. Report ad. Good.
I
It's
think there might
sexually
be somebody in the
inappropriate.
box. You need to.
Thank Christ.
Oh, well, they left.
Stop this
I
shit.
lied.
It's killing the environment. Please pick dancer? Oh, is it that guy again?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. Well, anyway, cut it out. It's pretty fucked up. Trying to sell people AI girlfriends to kill my water supply.
Dude,
Hmm.
the ads on other websites pertaining to like AI corn is also getting really fucking annoying.
I agree. And it's like, it'll be on when I'm trying to watch like a show or a movie on a third party website. I always get those fucking ads. Create your AI girlfriend now. No! Maybe create social skills. Maybe create fashion sense. Maybe create a good workout plan, decency,
A
therapy
personality,
plans.
possibly.
Yes, maybe create those things first before you create an obtusely sized, big breasted, fake plastic ass AI generated woman. Maybe get those things. Maybe get those first, perhaps.
No, that
I really
reminds
should just
me.
stand up.
There are like those ads, but like they're on Facebook, right? And they're like always these conjoined pregnant women. It's obviously
Oh
AI,
my
and it's
god.
so fucking
I can't
weird.
even browse Facebook anymore because of the boomer ass fucking shit. I saw one the other day that had a baby that would fit in the size of your palm there, and some woman's looking at it, she's giggling it, and the thing is laughing. And the caption says there's nothing more precious than a baby's
Oh,
first laugh. And I'm like, that shit wouldn't be laughing. It would be suffocating. That shit needs tubes down its fucking ass for it to create any noise. How the fuck is anyone supporting this shit? And it gets
and then you'll
millions
see
of
boomers in
views.
the comments like prayers.
I know, like, yeah, Jesus, love, praise Jesus. Wow, God bless. None of this shit's real. It's starting to scare me. I'm glad my parents aren't at the age where they're buying into that shit. I would lose it. A part of me would just feel affected. It's like when you find out your dad's got dementia or something. That's how I would feel if my mom believed that shit with AI. All right, it's time to take away the keys. You're not well. It's time to sit this one out, mom. But all the shit that I see on Facebook is just fucking gross. In fact, if I logged on there right now and clicked on Reels, I would be able to probably find you something just like that. Okay, that's Kermit. Um, they're here, I swear, but I hate it so goddamn much. Ugh. I want to start debating on TikTok. Any tips? Yes. Always helps to do mock debates, but also refresh yourself on statistics, on news, on what's happening in the world. You don't want to have outdated information, so always vet your sources, always check and see whether or not said status up to date, whether it's been updated, whether it's been distorted, whether it's been debunked. And yeah, that's what I can say so far off the top of my head. Just vet your sources and know what you're talking about. Have a well-rounded amount of information. I've always considered myself a jack of all trades. If I want, I can talk about trans identities, or I can talk about the war in Ukraine, or I can talk about the regime change of Venezuela. Helps to know at least surface level. I would say more than that is beneficial, but it helps to at least know the talking points and the talking points of your opponent so that you can combat them effectively. Is this an AI generated bullshit thing? No. That's kind of weird. Anyway, mock debates, what are those? As in, you have somebody that's perhaps on your side to run talking points with. So, like, if I wanted to do a mock debate with Void here, I would play the conservative. I would play that part, and she would argue against it. So yeah, that's how that would work. That's how a mock debate would work. I'm seeing some weird ass shit on my reels right now. We don't have any ops here. You guys want to do a good old classic viewing party? How much time do I have? My girlfriend is going to come over soon, I guess. But I don't know. What can we watch? Are there any reels that I can watch here? Let's check the reels. How's my day been, Miller? You guys fucking pissed me off with that bullshit, okay? Because somebody must have done some shit. My email has not said that name in goddamn years. And suddenly, I'm seeing this shit all over fucking again. Right fucking here. This is from Defend Our Courts. Miller! With 2 commas afterwards for some reason. Right now, MAG is having a meltdown and blah, 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 blah. We need to raise some money. Can you please chip in, Miller? Thank you for your support, Miller. What support? I don't even know you. So fuck this Miller bullshit. John Ossoff. Miller. Before I ran for U.S. Senate, you can stop right there, Ossoff. My name's not fucking Miller. And of course, notoriously, as you guys may recall, Tim Ryan in 2022 coughing into my messages. It's literally titled, the subject line says, cough. Hey, Miller, can you bear with me for a second? Some folks say if we manage to pull off this upset, it'll only be because we got lucky. Nah, we can't rely on a miracle to win this seat for us. When we flip Ohio blue, it won't be because of random chance or because of extremist out-of-state billionaires came to bail me out, JD. It'll be because of a grassroots team like this earned it. Excuse me. It's now or never, Miller. Can you donate here to help us out, raise $27,492 by midnight? No, I can't. And it's probably because of him referring to me as this that I wasn't able to chip in and put him over the line. My $5 donation could have gone towards an ad that could have been seen by at least 100 people that could have swayed their vote away from voting for J.D. Vance. We would have Congressman Tim Ryan, Senator Tim Ryan, as Senator of Ohio. But because you fucking called me that bullshit, not Mr. LeBron, not Jayden, not even Jay, not even my middle name. You called me fucking Miller. And there's a little blurb at the end. Miller, this is a difficult moment for our country. Well, not as fucking difficult as getting my goddamn name wrong. I'm sorry. That's the price you gotta pay for disrespecting. I'm not even his fucking constituent. I almost said for disrespecting your constituents, but I don't even fucking live in Ohio. I've never even been to Ohio. Well, that's that. That's that, I suppose. Let's take a look at some Boomer AI things. Boomer AI Reels. Can I find any of these things? Facebook. Boo AI, I agree. Where are all of these accounts from? I would like to find some of these. Why is everybody calling me Miller? Because an email that I got years ago from Tim Ryan called me Miller for some fucking reason. And for years, my emails from the DNC were addressed to Miller. I'll be sure to forward it to him, whoever he is, when he gets home. But that's what I've been dealing with. Let's take a look at some of these AI boomer-generated bullshit thingamaboobs here, shall we?
Boobs? What?
I mean, well, not that.
Damn.
That's for another night. Damn, everything's all twisted up here. Sorry. All right, there we go. We don't have any debates, so we're gonna pass the time and do this. All right. Let's see. Where's my thing? Green screen. Let's take a look, everybody.
The fuck? Oh
This
my
woman
god.
claims to be 120 years old. Now, mind you, the oldest person that's ever lived is documented as being 120. There's no one that's even come close to this 120 years. Excuse me, 122 is the oldest documented person. Not only would this woman not be looking like this, but she wouldn't be able to see. She wouldn't have teeth. Nothing would be here, but you could tell she's noticeably thin, and this cake, for whatever reason, is sitting on her boobs. The proportion of all of this is just awful. She's not looking at anything in particular. Probably
Why is
the
the chair
Lord accepting
swallowing her?
She's old. She's not even
Oh,
sitting on a
she's
chair.
sitting on the
Actually,
floor?
it's a chair. She's something's happening here. Here's another one. Why don't pictures like this ever trend? Because they're not real. I don't see why this police officer has to carry this heavy ass copy of the Holy Bible into freezing ocean water. That seems like a problem she brought upon herself. In fact, I would argue that that Bible would have been perfectly fine if she just stayed on land. How did the Bible even get in the water? It's not wet. It's not like a boat sank and she was rescuing it. If anything, that would have weighed her down, would have killed her.
Why? Who the fuck is saving a Bible out
Because
of literally
Jesus.
anything? Jesus is
Why don't pictures like this ever trend? Let me see if that page is actually available. God lovers? There's got to be more like that in there. Facebook. All right, let's check the old Facebook for the boomers and the old people here. God lovers. Is this the thing here? Here it is. Is this God lovers? God, oh, it's a group. All right, I'll just have to go back to the other one here.
You don't want to join God lovers, Jayden?
No, I do not. Boomer.
Why not?
Let's take a look at something. I don't love God. That's why.
Real.
All right. What else do we have here? Oh, this. Yes, I hate these ones too. These military people.
What? Wait,
that don't exist.
Is it Bell Ramsey?
Well, it looks like Kyle Rittenhouse, who wishes he could fit in a uniform that small. But how do they even what does that say? Jesus is still king. Can I get an aim? Did he fucking eat the inn? Why doesn't it finish? Can I get an aim? Do you mean a name? Can I get an aim? AI doesn't know how to fucking spell anything. That's the problem. These donuts also look like fucking shit, by the way, I might add. One of these at least looks decent, but I don't know what the fuck this yellow flavor is, but it looks fucking gross. These ones I hate. These paraplegics, these amputees, these double amputees that they depict. That's not what titanium legs typically look like. I don't know if you guys know that, but whose fucking birthday is it? Is it both of theirs? And if they're 99 years old, what are they doing in the middle of the fucking street? Move! Get up! You're telling me that these two double paraplegics here thought that they would just sit a cake on a cardboard box in the middle of the street for likes? The VA could have done something for you. What are you doing? They're 99 years old. I can't even tell which fucking war they could have fought in because this camouflage uniform wasn't shit that they wore back then. They would have to have been a World War II veteran, and this style of uniform isn't how they dressed. It's not really what they wore. Or those berets. This one I fucking hate. Close your eyes, then barely open them. My eyes are open right now. It's supposed to be Jesus. It doesn't look jack shit like him. Jesus was brown after all. But what's even going on in this picture right now? Can we full size this? Yes. Okay, so everybody say cheese while we get drinks at this stand here. Everybody say cheese. Carla, you're not looking. Well, that's okay. You just have your back turned right there. And what are they driving back here? What the fuck kind of van is this shit? The wheels
car.
are slanted and shit. Must be a station wagon, but okay, everybody turn your head and you two
Also,
look this way.
why
But
does that
also
one
you
girl
grab
have
her
3
drink.
fingers?
Grab her drink with
Are
your
you
3
not me?
fingers while your hand, which is backwards, holds this cup right
Yeah, what
here.
the fuck?
And then you grab that cup and you just have your back to the camera and then just okay, hold it. I swear it's gonna look like Jesus. Just trust me on this one. I don't know what this shit is. I thought it was a guitar, but I don't know what that shit is. What's going on right there? I guess that's Jesus, and boomers will see this shit and think that this is their calling.
Oh my god,
Think that
amen.
this is a sign for them to yes.
Christ is king.
Amen.
He's coming back.
Yes.
No offense to any Christians in here, just fuck the religion though.
Oh, yeah, this of course.
Why
Oh,
is that
this
grandma
is fun.
got big titties? Hold up.
Well, no, we're gonna skip that one.
What the
I need a
fuck is
husband. I'm
this?
single. You're single, all right. Most of your body appears to be single. The future, everybody. What is this? Enough is
Oh, I'm
enough.
sorry.
Give them bread. Give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt. I don't even know where that is supposed to be, but I'm gonna skip that. Everyone knows this is how children travel. Strapped to the roof. They're also 10 times the normal size of infants. And sit in piles, really. You don't have to worry about the ones at the bottom. They're most likely dead. And the plane, this 747, appears to be making a landing right in the middle of incoming traffic. So that's a common everyday occurrence if you're from Cincinnati.
That's
This
what
one is
Republicans
interesting. It's
think
this.
abortion is.
Yes, very much so. Happy birthday, soldier. First of all, smash. But 2, where is he? What is this uniform? His body is a little disproportionate, and it's not because he lost a leg, but his face doesn't even match his skin. And what kind of tattoo is that? Pretty sure there's way too many goddamn stars on that flag. And it looks like he's at a data center or an office, but why would he be dressed like this? Why would he be dressed in short shorts, in sleeveless uniform with what appears to be nothing but a tank top and a bulletproof vest? What is this? You're eating my dad? That's not very nice of Jim Carrey. This is where babies grow from. Banana trees, apparently. One of these again. Why don't pictures like this ever trend? I don't fucking know. Probably because their knees are in the goddamn sand right now. It looks like they're walking on nubs. You guys see, this is sand where they're at. Their legs should be much taller.
Why is there just a pea next to the bed?
Where? Oh, pee. So you know that it's pee. It's the pee, don't you know? Ah, shit, the pee's here. Fuck the pee. And the Bible, for some reason, is sideways. The title is sideways, and it doesn't even say Bible. It says bile with an apostrophe E for some reason. But I don't recall my tax dollars going towards officers with their P uniforms carrying a big lopsided misspelled Bible, so that's why this shit never trends. I would think. You might have to do this for the charity stream. Beautiful cabin crew. Scarlett Johansson. Which fucking one is Scarlett Johansson? None of these fucking look like her. But it looks like she has a gumball machine in her organs right now. Jesus is on top of her, and he's 2 times his normal size, and she's... Wait a second. This nurse... I got an ad. This nurse is tending to Jesus. She's touching him. She's not even caring about him. This is the fucking medical racism that we've been talking about. She would rather care for this dead ghost than this black woman who's very clearly got a gumball machine in her abdomen. Yes. Oh, Lord. I don't even want to acknowledge that one is so patently fake. That, by the way, is that pink coat you guys keep seeing. That was a one that I got from my girlfriend. Same with these shoes. This is illegal.
Goddamn,
I don't know what laws this breaks, but it's got to be illegal.
All I'm thinking about is, like, the sheer, like, wind.
That's probably why it's illegal. I'm sure there's a law against having this many fucking flags. But also, this truck is as long as all of this traffic. That's a lot of fucking flags to be hauling out in the open here. And there's... Oh, that's why it's illegal. There's people on top. There's people on top of this thing. I don't know what they're standing on. It's all flags, unless they're balancing them up their assholes. But what is supporting these people? They would fall if this hit a hard stop. And all 650 of these flags would just come tumbling on top of them, crushing them to death.
Jesus.
I guess. Why don't pictures like this ever trend? I fucking hate it when mud Sasquatches attack Jesus after what appears to be helicopter crashes. An everyday occurrence. Jesus appears to have a football coming into his tits.
No, that's clearly a coconut.
And it looks like... Oh, no, that's a football in his tit. He's running away. I can't make sense of any of that. This is just scary and gross. What's the... Oh.
What the fuck
is my... It's Jesus! You've never seen a Cronenberg monster in the middle of a parking lot like this?
You know, I don't even know what that is, actually.
Me neither. But the giant crab squid bug thing. These people don't look all that concerned by it. In fact, some of them are standing in this shit. I certainly wouldn't do that.
Also, what the fuck is the cutout going into the building? What kind of fucking entrance is that?
That's the archway. They fired the contractor that did it. But that's what they're doing.
You were there?
It's Jesus. I was there. Listen, I knew it was a Cronenberg monster, didn't I? A giant fucking cat with plastic Jesus. Oh, the cat has ants on it. Oh. Why don't pictures like this ever trend? You want to answer me that? Why don't pictures of tiny toy Jesus...
God isn't real? Look at this. Checkmate, liberal.
Yeah. If God's not real, how come these ants are killing my pet kitty?
No, for real.
While I take a picture of it. Can you answer me that? You want to answer me that? That's just pretty fucking nasty. Oh. Okay. That's not the Bible. I don't even think that's the Quran. His hands are backwards.
Is it the Torah?
I don't know. A picture book of some sorts. But the alligator's teeth aren't... they're like... It looks like he's behind the alligator. Like, you can see the other rows of teeth on the side go past his hands. So it would look like he's not in the mouth because the jaw goes all the way around. You see that? I don't know. Why don't pictures like this ever trend? Why don't pictures like this ever trend? This angel is telling me to amen my paper, while this demon in a suit, for some reason, is telling me to skip it. What do I do? Do I amen my test, or do I skip? Do I skip? I remember all the time I used to AM my test. My teacher used to get so pissed off. I'd say, fuck you, teach. I'm amening this bitch. I got detention. Not as bad as when I skipped it. But, I don't. Why on the board does it even say skip? All of this is gibberish. This isn't even math. Bohm, still, 8L, 97, 37, 27, call, and then skip spelled
Just
with
saying
two
shit.
I's. Yes. Classes don't really have chalkboards anymore, by the way.
The first time I've seen an angel be a woman.
This is the first time I've seen an Asian woman this pregnant, with eggs, mind you. I didn't know she had a cloaca, but seems like I don't know what to make of this shit. I don't know what I'm looking at. This is probably someone's poorly disguised kink. But if she's hatching these
1000%.
eggs, and that's what I can assume that this is, holy fuck! It's gotta be like a
The worst
raging
birth ever.
waters down there. Okay, that's as
Oh.
best as I can describe it, like a football field down there. Nothing. Listen, I hate to make comment about that region, but it's destroyed, and there's no coming back. No amount of surgery will ever repair your ability down there, having feasted this many goddamn eggs out of your cooch.
Is she like a fucking like half spider? Why has he got fucking Nike on?
Jesus with varicose veins is getting his his Nikes washed, shined by an Asian girl kneeling into a rock in the middle of what looks like a tropical space, a reef or a rock. Okay. Why does he need to sit down? Her knees are on this shit. And he has Nikes. He also has 4 fingers. This is AI slop, yes indeed. I gotta save these so that we can. Jesus fucking Christ! We have subsidized. We gotta stop subsidizing our dairy industry. This is exactly why RFK wants you to drink whole milk. This shit right here. This is billions of dollars going into the dairy farmers to do crazy shit like this, and I'm tired of my tax dollars being put towards this kind of bullshit. Okay. Some of these cows, by the way, have 2 heads. This one right here has a head coming out of his ass. See that? Some of these are 2-headed goats. Looks like goats and actually most of these are goats. I would hate to be one of these cars that's facing the cow asses that are right here. That'd be a pretty shitty spot to be in, especially with the windows rolled down. It's gotta fucking stink.
No, wait,
It
that
smells
one
like
car, why
fucking
does it look like
shit.
it's veering off the road?
Oh, because it is. I would do that too
No,
if I
'cause
saw
it
this crazy
is.
shit. Yes, I'm dying. This is it. I've lived long enough. This shit's gonna tip over onto me, or some cow or horse or goat or a mixture of all of them is gonna shit on my car. I'm going to die. I might as well take one for the team and veer into oncoming traffic. But this is pretty fucking insane. This is just a little too much. Just a little bit. Jesus in shit water on a plane. I hate it when this happens, when the fucking 5-year-old gets a little too clever in the bathroom and ends up flooding it with waist-high shit coming down the aisles. But it looks like Jesus was doing laps in these things. All of him is covered in this stuff. She's clean. For the most part, she's perfectly fine. Her hand, for some reason, is in the water, even though the rest of her is not. She's like, la 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 la, let me just drag my hand in this shit. is weird. The perspective is off. Her hand should be above it. But there's shit on the little covers there. There's shit everywhere. Shit water. Shit coming out of every last part of this plane. And I can only assume Jesus did this. He's the shittiest person in this picture. He's covered in this stuff. Jesus and Satan having a foot race. And of course, another flag truck. This truck stretches.
Why is it 15 miles long?
I think the worst part is that it's lane splitting. But really, the traffic here doesn't make
Bro's
much
picking
sense
up 4
either.
lanes.
These cars are just driving wherever they want. What, you don't haul your 1.5 million stockpile of flags down a highway like this?
Well, no, but also where the divider is for the highway, they're all driving in the same direction.
You notice the
Also,
tires
why
underneath. There's like 4 tires lined up next to each other like
That's a
Oreos.
thick-ass
I can only
tire.
assume they go all the way down like that.
That's an
Like
1800
cylinders.
wheeler.
Oh yeah, 1800 wheeler. Where is this? What does it say? Doesn't say anything. It doesn't even have like a sign on it. This sign is illegible. But even more confusing is that on the wait a fucking second. There is no opposite side. They're both on the same way. Why is there a divider if traffic is going the same fucking direction? That makes no goddamn sense. How do people who want to go south if this shit is it?
Why is there words on the signs if the traffic isn't driving that?
I know. I would fucking have to see it in my mirror, and it would be backwards. That's useless. So really, the only explanation is this guy is driving on the wrong side, and it looks like he clipped a car back there.
No, the only car that's going in the opposite
The only car that's
direction
in the right direction is just fucking stranded behind all this shit and can't get off. Look, there's a pile up back there. It looks like some shit happened. So this is the shit that AI has pumped out for our boomer grandparents. Parents and grandparents. I hope you... Oh, there's more. Anyway, that's actually really funny. I don't know why this makes me laugh. That's not AI.
What the fuck?
That's just a funny looking picture. Surprisingly, it's not AI. See? So, anyway, we're gonna call it for now. I've been on stream for 3 hours, and we have no debates. That's not AI. It's just an ad. We got no debates, but thank you guys for joining this stream here and looking at this fucking nonsense. Well, we got some debates earlier, but it wasn't a whole lot. We'll be on tomorrow and Wednesday. Be sure to be here. Mark your calendar. Set a reminder, please. We need as much hands on deck as possible to make this a successful night. Wednesday, we're going to be doing stuff like this. Some funny topics, funny debate topics. Some the dating show. We'll have Gummy Joe and Mr. Muh. And my other characters will be coming out. We're going to raise some money for Witchy King Adam. He's been a moderator for many of the more popular lives. He's got leukemia, and we're trying to help him cover his medical expenses for the next few months. So that's the goal. We're going to end it here, but set your calendar, set a reminder, 5 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesday. That is the time. So everybody take care. To you too, Ash. And I will catch you later. Thank you, Void, for joining me.
Always a pleasure.
Who is on right now? Who's on live? Can y'all help me out with that? We have 200 people here. Maybe we
Let
can
me check.
as a creator.
Matt, I don't know if you know who Matt is. Politics of Matt.
Oh, let me see anybody else.
Nemo.
Anybody else live? Let me
Good
check
Trouble
Jessica.
is live.
I'm checking Jessica Simone. No, it's not much of a debate live. God fucking damn, this is hard. All right. I think we got somebody here. Is this Daddy Swan? Yeah, we'll try this one here. All right, just a second here. Thing won't load. God damn it. All right, well, is Eli live? I don't see him live.
I don't think Eli is live. Let me
I like to
double
raid
check.
the creators of
Sometimes.
color. I like to raid the marginalized among us.
Oh my fucking god! Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Enjoy my hand and my well-groomed cuticles.
I mean,
If
if
I
you would
might
like me
add.
to, Jayden, I could make you some press-ons.
No thanks. My hands are too manly. Shit. Well, I'll leave it up to you then. I'll leave it up to you guys to raid whomever you'd like. So take care, everybody. I will see you around. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.